Storied Weapons offers a variety of artifact weapons that have been blessed and cursed by the horrors of the world. These singular weapons, ranging from a spree-killing pistol that hungers to take life to an ancient soul-drinking sword, cannot be measured by cost. No, the cost to use and keep such dreaded tools is far worse, measured only in how much one is willing to sacrifice. Fighting Styles takes the idea of the fighting style merit and digs deep into just what such a style means. It readapts several of the existing fighting styles in a more granular way, and adds several new core, supplemental, and specialized fighting styles. Each style is based upon real-world martial arts training, and each is given new rules, histories, story hooks, and example practitioners. Future Weapons blows the lid off what one comes to expect regarding the use of weapons in a story. Prototype weaponry is featured here: guns that can shoot around corners, particle beam weapons, crowd-controlled devices, knives that detonate after being buried in a victim's flesh, and countless other instances of bleeding-edge combat horror. In addition, this provides storytelling advice on how to adapt such high-tech stuff for your horror games, as well as a portrait of a corrupt weapons manufacturer, the sinister Darkness-Armory. Combat Hacks takes a lurching run at combat, and attacks it with a pair of hatchets, then dices up all elements that go into the combat mechanics of the storytelling system, allowing you to rearrange them as your characters and story require. Vampires refer to themselves as kindred. All vampires belong to one of 5 different clans, which determine what supernatural powers they wield and some of their weaknesses. Many vampires also belong to covenants, organizations that fill the roles of religions, political parties, and secret societies. Vampires band together into small groups called coteries, which might form along lines of clan, covenant, or simple acquaintance. Werewolves are born to human parents, but undergo a first change sometime during their lives, at which point they discover their savage heritage. Werewolves refer to themselves as Uratha in their own language, or sometimes as Forsaken, those who ally themselves with Luna, the spirit of the moon, or pure, brutal, vicious werewolves who wage war on their lunar cousins. Forsaken werewolves take social roles called auspices, based upon what phase of the moon they first changed under, and many join tribes that provide training and support. The basic unit of werewolf existence, though, is the pack. Mages are human beings who awaken to mystical supernal realms and work their arcane powers through a connection to these places. Every mage walks a path, depending upon which realm she awakened to, and some join one of 5 orders, ancient fellowships that stretch back to a forgotten city of antiquity. A group of mages is called a cabal, while a local organization, usually composed of multiple cabals, is called a concilium. Prometheans, sometimes called the created, are living beings made of unliving flesh. Like the golem of Hebrew legend or Dr. Frankenstein's monster, these creatures are powerful, despised by humanity, and extremely rare. This is well, because Prometheans bring out the worst in people. Close proximity to Prometheans makes others suspicious, angry, jealous, and spiteful, and all of this ill will is focused squarely upon the Promethean. Each Promethean walks a pilgrimage, hoping to find the secret of mortality, and sometimes these beings are lucky enough to find others of their kind and band together into a throng. Prometheans descend from one of several lineages, based upon the first of that particular family, to gain sentience. A Promethean's approach to his pilgrimage is called a refinement, and this approach can, and usually does, change several times before the creature finds mortality. Changelings are people stolen by the others, the good folk, the beings from Arcadia. These hapless souls, sometimes called the Lost, have made their way back to the lands of their birth. Changelings are physically transformed by their time in captivity, taking on a seeming that informs their appearance and some of their magical capability. Changelings arrange themselves in feudal courts, named after the seasons of the year, and based roughly upon mystical and political outlook. Some live in fear that their tormentors will return. Others swear that if the good folk come for them, they will be ready. Most changelings come together into motleys, both for companionship and mutual protection. Hunters aren't supernatural beings, Paresi rather, They are human beings who have chosen or been chosen to protect humanity from the supernatural. Hunters are often obsessive and zealous, and over time can even appear quite insane, provided they survive their avocation long enough. Some hunters belong to compacts or conspiracies, organizations that can provide access to weapons, training and personnel to facilitate the vigil. Some hunters band together into local groups, scrounging whatever they can. And some face the darkness alone.